The conventional wisdom is if it's more than 6 months, you might have some problems in hiding it. Okay? Like if you see recruiters they're trained to look for like work gaps, okay? Not all of them do, but generally they're trained to look for that. They're trained to look for current work gaps. So not a work gap in your past, but one right now. So what you're describing is a current work gap. They're also trained to view it as a liability. The reasoning goes that if you're not working, you haven't been able to find work, maybe there's a reason for that we don't know. It might be a red flag. Oh, sure, you're explaining it away, but how do we know that's the truth? We don't. So they categorize you as a high-risk employee because of that, right? If you get a job in the hidden job market through networking, they don't give a rat's ass about this kind of thing. It's a moot point, right? But if you're going through recruiters, this might be an issue. Now, the only thing I know that works, or that has a likelihood of working, is if you can say, it wasn't that I was unemployed, it's that I went back to school. Okay? I made a calculated strategic decision. In your case, you didn't quit a job to go back to school, but you just came out of school and then went back to school. But you could say like, look, I got my degree and it's good and everything, and it adds a lot of value, but I felt that there was more to learn. My skills ironically weren't completely up to date. There's been a lot of change recently, and I wanted to educate myself in those areas and fully round out my skills so I'd be even more competitive. So I did that, and now that I've done that, I'm ready to rejoin the workforce, and here I am. That's what brings me here. So in order to make that story fly, you'd have had to take some training during your year off, okay, or whatever it is, this year that you're traveling around Europe or whatever. In order to not be a complete lie when you say this, I would go out right now, I'd register for some free online courses, I'd take a couple of courses, then you can say truthfully, like, I've been taking training. I took this, maybe some stuff with AI, some really new stuff, now that I've rounded out my skills, they're au courant, now I'm ready to be employed, And you could try that. You don't have to hide anything, and it's not even a lie, because if you take a couple of classes or whatever, you've added some value,